catch up with the clock. This week is for you. Yesterday, we kicked off a week-long series to help you find time for the things that really matter.
So today, how to find time for your marriage. We're going to get personal here with Studio 5 relationship coach Matt Townsend. Now, on our show, Matt often talks about his better half, sharing stories from his own life, his own family, and his own marriage. So we wanted to invite Matt's wife, Marty, to join us for today's topic. How to find time for marriage. We're glad finally to have you here. Get your perspective on this.
Thank you. Are you kidding? We've been waiting for this perspective for a long time. We want Marty to dish.
Stop. We didn't want her to talk too much. Too many secrets. It's weird to be with you.
I know. It's
good
weird
to have
not
time
to be
with
at
you.
home on my couch watching you.
You're here watching it up close in person. This is something, though, that many couples struggle with, the balance in marriage. And you guys, like any other couple, try to find that time balance as well. Never found it,
but it's a neat endeavor. You know what? I don't know that we believe in balancing time.
Well,
Marty goes with
They love it when we have little gaps of silence.
Is there more to that than that? Or?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
No, but there is. We've got 4 points that we're going to talk about. And in a way, I want you to maybe don't think that you're going to balance time. Maybe you just kind of need to balance life. And life and time don't always balance, okay? So you'll see. By the time we're done with the 4 points, this will all make sense to you, okay? Point number 1, focus first on connecting, second on time.
How does this work?
And what we mean by this is, like, for example, I mean, we could have all the time in the world. Like over this last weekend, Matt has actually been home for 4 days, which is really unusual because he's usually not home. But we could spend the whole weekend together and never connect. So what we mean by connect first is we need to actually have moments where we connect, where we're talking, where we're in fact, the funny thing is the first night he was home, he was on his computer and I was on my computer. And I said, we're going to be on Studio 5 talking about connecting.
And I'm like, it's cool. We got plenty of time to connect.
You were emailing back and forth each other while you were talking this conversation.
Well, but the reason why is, think about that. If we gave you 1,000,000 hours to be with each other, would you automatically go connect? No. Some people assume if we had time, we'd connect. What we're saying is, first learn to connect. Once you connect, the time's going to happen. We're going to want to be together because we know how to connect. So first connect, time second, okay? Second rule, little chunks are better than no chunks. Unless you like chunky-less. Careful. Little chunks are better than no chunks. And the simple idea behind that is that we're not necessarily going to go be able to grab 3 days together, but we can get little chunks of every day. And we found for us, having consistent little chunks equal lots of time together. Our time comes 10 minutes at a time, but it lasts for hours.
So how do you make the most of those little chunks?
Well, for example, he'll get home from work at 10 o'clock at night and there'll be dishes to be done. So we'll sit and do them together. I mean, it doesn't sound very fun.
You'll do dishes? Are you serious, Matt? What are you doing?
Yeah, because then we have cuddle time. And it all works out pretty well.
So get the dishes done ASAP. That's tip number 3.
So one reason that's great is because
there's still some food on that plate. Never mind.
Shut up. Just put them in the washer. But part of that, the idea is that kids aren't going to be around. Little chunks. Morning time, evening, we watch television. We have favorite shows that we love to watch. The Office, of course, is one of them.
That we'll record and just watch when he gets home. That we've, American Idol or whatever.
Okay, don't name names.
We like walks.
Going on walks together. Little chunks make up the difference. So don't try to just go get huge chunks of your time. Find little chunks and make the little chunks build up into big chunks. Okay?
Even 5-10 minutes is fine.
5 or 10 minutes aggregated over a day could be an hour, 2, 3 hours.
Yeah.
Especially in our world, because our world is now chunked up pretty nicely, right?
Yeah, we're all dissected.
Rule number 3 is that we need to create rituals, loving rituals and traditions. Okay? Research shows the happiest, healthiest relationships around are those that have strong rituals, okay? A ritual is a tradition where we consistently, routinely connect in a very traditional way that we both know how it's going to happen, okay?
What are some examples?
Our rituals are walks. Tell them about cuddle time. No.
Marty's like, kill you later, honey.
No, every February we go on our anniversary trip, which I think is a ritual. I mean, we try to go to St. George or, on a little trip.
We always have time in the morning, and we always have time in the evening that we've kind of bookended our day. We always kind of greet each other the same way, so that would be a ritual for how we greet each other.
Okay.
We have a weird greeting that's a ritual between us where if her stomach growls or my stomach growls, she'll say, "What did you say?" And I'll say, "You heard me." And it actually brings us closer together. Now, there's some times where if she's mad at me, which has happened like once, a couple weeks ago, if my stomach growls and she hears it and she doesn't say anything, uh-oh. Cricket, 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 cricket. Then she's breaking the ritual. But rituals are these formed ways that we're going to connect. And we've got 5 keys to go through to create a ritual. Okay?
These are rules?
Five specific rules for creating the rituals. Rule number 1 is you got to focus on moments of transition. The best rituals in your day are when you're having a moment of transition. Waking up is a moment of transition. Going to work is a moment of transition. Coming home from work, moments of transition. Dinner or after dinner is a moment of transition.
Okay.
So create your rituals around that. Rule number 2. Coordinate clearly the ritual. You both need to know, if we're going to have a welcome home kiss, we both need to know how it's going to go. Like Marty always wants like 4 or 5 second kisses, and I'm just like, a peck will do. A peck will do.
Yeah.
So we need to coordinate that or someone's going to be mad. 3, we need to ensure that the rituals are mutually beneficial. We both need to get into this. We both need to like this. The ritual should be the thing, if the marriage ended or someone died, that should be the thing that we would miss the most, is that moment.
Okay.
4, find daily, weekly, and monthly rituals. So we have daily. We have weekly rituals like watching a show. A daily ritual might be cuddle time. A monthly ritual might be going to a play. A yearly ritual would be our anniversary. We have very fixed rituals, and then the last key is we hold them sacred, meaning nothing gets in the way of these rituals.
Well, I've heard you talk about your walks a lot of times on the show as an example. I wouldn't have thought of that as a ritual, but that's something that means a lot in your marriage.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love to be outside, and I love to exercise and walk, and so I want him to come with me.
And even stomach growling. Even stomach growling is a ritual.
It is. These little things. Part of these are the things that you're going to miss the most, okay?
Yeah.
Last but not least, of all the things we've talked about, is remember that life comes in seasons, okay? Now, so seasons, weird idea, but life doesn't try to balance itself every single day. Life has winter, spring, summer, fall, and what we found is life is going to go in seasons. When we were first married, we had tons of time to be together. Now we don't.
Well, right now it's football season, and it's he's working a lot, and so we don't have a lot of time. So the season right now is that we don't have. We've got to take those little chunks instead of you know, the big chunks, because we don't have big chunks. So, and then take that time with those little chunks and connect. And it's not always easy, and but yeah.
And
most of the time you have.
Yeah.
We're in a winter season now, but there's always spring. And there will always be peace and joy and blossoms.
And flowers will bloom again.
Thank you.
It's not like an hour. You don't have to every hour balance. It's over the course of the entire thing. Balance the whole thing out. And
I think you create balance over life, not over a day.
Yeah.
And days make up days. We have good days, bad days, hard days. We have a lot of days where we have time together. We just had 3 or 4 days together. Now we're ready for some time apart.
Nice.
In the most loving way.
Something I'm going to observe too. You say you often go when Matt speaks. You'll go listen to him speak, or you take note of each other's interests and make that your together time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really no other way with us to do it. We're busy, and 6 kids. You know, it sucks the life out of you in a good way.
Yeah. Doesn't it, though? Speaking of going to hear you when you speak, you got a little speaking thing coming up. You got your date night around the corner?
Yes, these are some. In fact, she goes to all of those, too. October 10th, this Saturday, it's a fun party. Bring your partner, 7 to 9 at Noah's in South Jordan. It's $20 a couple. We sit down, we spend 2 hours getting into how to talk, how to resolve conflict, how to be friends. It's for healthy couples. It's for couples that are strained, but it's a great way to find some time together.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And not just meeting you, but meeting you.
You'll meet the queen.
Marty, so good to have you.
I might be there.